Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly setup. So I've analyzed over 20 pairs using the fxalexg standard forget strategy, and let me show you what we have for this new week. Alright, so coming over to my screen right now, the very first pair we are looking to take is AUDCHF. We have quite a number of pairs this week, right? So I explained why we are not using this, right? If you watch the longer version, I explain everything, right? So this is just what I'm looking to see for the week, right? In my opinion, I'm calling this market structure bearish, right? And price is still below area of interest on a daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, we have a doji candlestick rejection candle right there. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a very strong engulfing from the 4-hour area of interest, right? And EME seems to be shifting structure to bearish right now, right? And the time frame is actually bearish currently. So what I'll be looking for potentially is a retracement back into this area and an engulfing for us to take sales. Stop loss is going to be above this area. That will be the first pair that I'm looking to see for this week. Second pair still has a lot of price data to do. It still has a lot of more work to do. So we're still waiting for either a break and retest above here or a break and retest below here to sell, right? So until price does that, we are not going to be interested on that pair. The next pair we are looking to see this week is a buy on GBPCHF. So if I go over to the weekly time frame, it's still that same trade that has the historical low. That anytime price come all the way down here, it has a massive push to the upside. Same thing here with a week, same thing here, and now price rejected that area again. So we are looking to see how we can continue buying, right? So but the weekly is actually bearish, right? The daily time frame is bullish, right? And then the 4-hour time frame, is still bearish, right? So that's why we're looking for a break and retest above here, because once that happens, it means that the 4-hour time frame is also going to turn bullish for us to continue buying to try and catch that big move, right? So we have a clean area of interest right here. As you can see, anytime we are below, we are rejecting down. Anytime we are above, we are rejecting up. Right here, as you can see, this right here. Anytime we are above, rejecting up, below, we are rejecting down. So now we're actually still below, so we want it to be above and actually change structure, right? It should be bullish, right, for us to buy this market. So the next pair we're having for this week, AUDCAD. So we're looking to buy this market. Let us see what we have. The daily time frame has a very strong area of interest. As you can see, this area of interest has multiple rejections from this area right here. So now we are currently above, and it took price quite a number of time, a lot of time, to create this area of interest. So let us measure it. Let us show you how strong this area is. So this area of interest was formed. This area of interest had a lot of rejection, and this area of interest was formed over 220 days, right? It took price 220 days to form this strong area of interest. Now that we are broken above that area of interest, I'm expecting it to continue going up, right? Because it's going to be difficult for price to break past that area of interest. But anything can happen in this forex market, right? So we have daily bullish, we have 4-hour bullish, as you can see. So what we'll simply be looking for is the retracement back into this area and engulfing for us to enter. Stop loss below, maybe here, somewhere around here. Stop loss will be there, right? So that is that for AUDCAD. We have NZDJPY, right? NZDJPY 4-hour daily time frame. Let's see what we have there. So you can see right here, daily time frame is clearly bearish. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. Price at high retracement, have an engulfing, and the next candle was a rejection candle, right? So that's that for NZDJPY. So if you check the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the 4-hour time frame, the EME is already shifting structure to the downside. Now, how to play this market, right? The break has already happened, right? So technically we are supposed to be in on the engulfing right here, but that would be too risky because we can't really enter on Sunday night, right? So we still need to wait for an extra break and retest below this minor level right here to continue selling, right? So those are the main pairs for the week. We still have others. Like I said, we have a lot of pairs this week. So another pairs that we're looking at is EURGBP, right? I'll be paying attention to all these pairs that I'm calling right now this week, right? So EURGBP daily time frame, the daily time frame is actually bearish, but I'm liking the market structure, right? So weekly time frame, if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see that the weekly time frame, the last week was an engulfing candlestick right here, right? So it broke, it has a retracement, and the last stick was an engulfing candlestick. The 4-hour time frame, on the other hand, we actually took this trade and we won last week, right? The 4-hour time frame has a break and has a retracement, engulfing candle right here, but price was still this market structure is actually bullish here on the 4-hour time frame, right? So on the 1-hour time frame, what we are simply looking for is to see how we can join the bullish momentum, right? So we are supposed to be around here, supposed to be in around here, but we can't really enter on Sunday night, so we have to look for a new break and retest. So this one will be a much more valid area of interest. So if you look on the 30 minutes, it should be cleaner, right? So we just need a break and retest above here to buy, right? So the EMA is going to be under, holding price as support, and that is how I'm looking at EURGBP for this week. AUDUSD is another pair for this week. Again, AUDUSD, we have a minor area of interest. I'm sure that this is the 4-hour area of interest, right? So 4-hour area of interest is a bullish, have a retracement back into this support and resistance area that anytime we are below, we are rejecting down. Now we are currently above this area right here. We also have around psychological level 655,000 or 0.65500, right? 0.65500. So I'm hoping that this bullish momentum will continue on the on this time frame right here. This is the daily. Price is actually currently bullish, so we have 2 time frame in sync, right? So on the 1-hour time frame, we are supposed to be in on this engulfing right here, because this is the break, the retest, and the engulfing. But we're not just going to enter on Sunday night, so we'll just be patient and see what happens during the week in order for us to buy this market, right? This might be the fastest pair to play out this week for buys. AUDJPY, so another pair I'm looking for again this week. So daily time frame right here, you can see now this one is a counter trend trade, and I'll explain why it's a counter trend trade. You can see price close above this structure, making this time frame bullish, but you can see that we have a very strong resistance level right here, and this resistance level is not a small one, because it actually took price about 55 days just to create that level right there. So it's bound to have a reaction from that level, right? So that's number one. Number two, we have the 4-hour time frame seems to be switching bearish right now. From the trend line, from the EMA, you can see that it seems to be switching bearish right now. Weekly time frame, let's see what we have there. Weekly time frame, there's no price data there for us. So on the 1-hour time frame, you can also see that we have a clean break and retest, right, for us to sell this market. So it's the counter trend trade, and of course counter trend trades are high risk trade. What we are simply going to be waiting for is the retracement back into here and an engulfing, right? So, or a break and retest above here to continue buying, since the time frames are bullish, right? Another pair we have again, we still have 3 more pairs to cover, so let's cover them. Is EURAUD, right? EURAUD on the daily time frame, right? Daily time frame is actually bearish. As you can see, we shifted structure to the downside, right? But I'm willing to buy this market, right? That's why I add them for other pairs for the week. I'm still willing to buy this market, and I'll explain why, right? So first of all, we have a area of interest right here, and we have the last candle was an engulfing candle on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame, look on the weekly time frame, you can see that the weekly time frame has a doji, right? Usually doji is usually a reversal pattern, right? So now also coming back to the daily, you can see that the daily has a push up and then a retracement to the downside, and all these retracements, all of them are the same color of candlesticks, which means price has already been bearish for too long. Usually on this pair, it looks like if you just have 3 days of price action bearish, you start having a retracement. If you have a 3 days of price action, you start having a retracement, right? This right here has had a lot of retracements right here, all 12 days, right? So you know, just trying to see, like, price is bound to have that retracement. Look at this 3 days retracement, all those, you know. So we're just like trying to get back, you know, to try and catch that retracement to the upside, right? So we'll just be looking for a break and retest above this area. I'm sure it's the 4-hour area. As you can see, strong area on the 4-hour. So if you can get a break and retest above that area, we can be safe in order to buy this market, right? GBPNZD, another pair. As you can see, there's a lot of pair this week. So clearly this market is bullish. We have a retracement back into area of interest and we are shifting bullish again, right? So if you look at this right here, price broke above this level, this structure right here, which is making this the higher high, right? Making this the higher high and making this the higher low, right? Price now had a retracement and had two dojis, right? Which means it's signaling a reversal back to the upside, right? That is on the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame. So technically this trade, we're actually using the 4-hour area of interest, right? So that's why it's part of other pairs, right? 1-hour time frame will simply just be waiting for a shift of structure, right? Which means a break and retest above this level to continue buying this market, right? So that's one. Then the last pair is EURNZD. It's basically the same thing with GBPNZD. We are still going to be waiting for that break and retest to the upside. So if you are analyzing it, you can see on the 4-hour time frame, it's basically the same thing. Shifted structure to the upside, came down, two dojis. It's basically the same thing. So we are basically using the 4-hour area of interest for these two NZD pairs that I just called. So that's pretty much the pairs for this week, right? We have a lot of pairs this week. Now, personally, for me this week, I'm going to be, if I have 2 wins, let's say I started the week great and we had 2 wins for this week, I don't have to take any other pairs this week, right? Because we have a lot of pairs this week. And if you start off bad, then I'll take about the last pair, maybe 3 or 4 pairs this week, because you have a number of pairs, right? So that's what I plan. That's my game plan for this week, and I hope you guys make money too as well this week. Of course, you can join our Telegram channel. We usually call trades there, so if you come here, you can see the link, right? You can see the Telegram channel here. I don't know why people are creating fake Telegram channel. Those channels are not mine. Come to my YouTube, you will see the Telegram channel to buy from. So that's pretty much the pairs for this week. I hope you make money this week, and I'll see you guys in the next week's setups, right? So that's pretty much it, guys.